Welcome back, party people. You are listening to Crossplay, our video game podcast here at the Whatnauts. It is Saturday, March 27th, 2021, and coming up on today's show, let's just chill.
It's just us.
It's just me, and it's just Alan. There's no one else here. Ignacio fell into a pit of lava. Gino got eaten by a bear on his birthday weekend of all weekends. So we're just here having a great day.
It's just us. Yeah, it's really unfortunate what happened to Ignacio and Gino. I mean, Gino's been gone for a while. I assume that bear just kept eating him. Like, it didn't stop. It's savoring every bite.
Yeah, indeed. My name is Kyle Springer, and I am joined, as always, by Alan Busby.
And joined by only Alan Busby today. Hello.
The one, the only, yeah.
The one, the only. The chosen one.
I think we are gonna do something maybe a little bit different from what we normally do. I mean, it's gonna be the same thing, but it's gonna be a lot more laid back. It was a slow news week. There's only two of us. So yeah, we're just gonna take it easy and chill.
It is gonna be a very relaxing one today. I hope you're ready to have a what is it? You gotta do the relaxing, the crossplay and chill.
Crossplay and chill, lo-fi podcast, video game tutu.
Welcome to Crossplay, where you can get all of your video game news and your favorite hosts and co-host of Crossplay.
Oh man, what's up with you, dude? How's your week been?
You know, it's honestly been great. It's still almost the end of March, and the weather has still been absolutely fantastic. It got a little colder. It rained on Friday. So it's been a little wet today, but I went disc golfing this morning. But all of those are secondary to what the highlight of the entire week has actually been all about.
Disc golf. What made you get up and go do some disc golf?
A friend of mine who a friend of mine who works a crap ton actually was like, "Hey, are you working today?" And I'm like, "No, I don't work any Saturday, homie. Come on." And he was like, "Yeah, let's go disc golfing at like 12, like noon or 1 o'clock." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm currently streaming right now, but sure, when I'm done."
Nice.
And you know what? Okay. And I lost. I went like because like golf, you know, I went +5, so you know, pretty bad.
I thought you were about to say you went plus ultra.
Well, Kyle, we're always plus ultra. And also at the time of recording this too, I believe season 5 of My Hero Academia is finally airing.
Oh, nice. There you go.
So there's that.
So was this a group of you? Was it just you and your friend? Like, what was the deal with that? Like, is this like a mini golf place, or did you guys just like go out to like a park?
Yeah, we went to a park. It was just my friend and I. Disc golf a lot like golf, but instead of like the hole, you have like the basket and chain and stuff that you throw it. Yeah, so it was just us.
I've seen it.
Yeah, the park was fairly busy, but we never had to like wait too bad. Like I said, it rained Friday, but it wasn't like wet. There was some puddles of water, and like if you got to some lower elevation areas, the ground was kind of a little bit muddy and kind of mushy, but it was still overall fine.
Okay.
And again, it's like 48 today, so like I have a sweater on, you know.
Yeah.
For audio listeners. So, you know, it wasn't warm enough to wear a coat, but it wasn't cold enough to wear a t-shirt.
That's kind of the perfect weather though to do like outdoor athletic stuff, because once you start moving around, start building up that body heat and stuff like that, it's like, this is good. This is perfect.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
And even then, like once you get warm, the cool thing about wearing a long sleeve, like even jacket or sweater, is that you can just roll up the sleeves. It's the best part.
Yeah. Yeah. Indeed. Well, I did no such thing as disc golf this week. It's been a fairly normal week for me, except for Friday, in which the power went out at my house. I mentioned this on the captain's log yesterday when I was talking to Melissa. And it was like, I wake up at the latest possible second to go to work because I work from home here, and I sit here at my desk, and my bedroom is just on the opposite side of the wall right here to my right.
Hey.
So I had to be at work at 11, and I was getting out of bed at like 10:55.
Oh my God.
And immediately when I flung open the covers, boom, I just like hear all the electronics go off. I'm like, huh. Okay, that's strange.
That sounds like a day off to
about.
me. That sounds like a day off.
It ended up being a day off.
That's right.
Because I couldn't work from home, and I was just like, well, hey, the power went off at my house. I don't know what's going on because I don't really see them working on stuff, but I don't know what the thing is. And my boss had something happen like that to her not too long ago, where just the power was out and just couldn't work. So I was like, I'll keep you guys posted. About like half an hour afterwards, I texted my roommate and was just like, hey, so the power's out, has been for like half an hour. Do you mind checking the status on this stuff? And she got back to me and was like, yeah, so they're not going to be there till like between 3 in the afternoon and 6 in the afternoon. So
and I was such a like, range of time.
Okay. Yeah, it's like that's one of those things of like they're probably not going to be there till late in the afternoon. So I was like, hey, job, I'm probably not going to be working today since they're not going to be here till sometime in the afternoon. I'll let you know if they do come back, but don't expect me to work.
See, the worst part.
So yeah, I was said.
See, it's great. Off. It's great having the day off. The worst part about the power going out is you have to sit there in that anxiety of like. You sit there the entire time anxious of whenever the power comes back on. And then the second that power flips on, it's like the most euphoric feeling. You're like, yes, I have electricity again.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, like how much you can tell when there is no electronics on in the house and like not powered on completely. Because it is that thing, like they're like, you don't really notice the sound that it makes, right? That like low,
the humming sound.
Because it becomes the normal, and immediately when it goes off, you're like, that was actually really loud.
Oh, see, I kind of like the more like subtle noises, because then when you sit in the absolute silence, you're like, it's quiet. It's too quiet. It's that like eerie feeling, kind of like when you're just outside and there's like nothing going on anywhere, and you're like, something's gonna happen.
Yeah. So thankfully, it came back on in the early afternoon.
Hey.
But I managed to not tell my job that it came back on, especially since I had already mentioned, like, hey, don't expect me to work today. So I was just like, 3-day weekend.
The power comes on, and you're just like, and you're like, it's that part of your conscious, like, we should tell work the power's back on. It's like, and you're looking at yourself like, how about no? They don't know.
First thing I thought was, just in time for Kind of Funny Games Daily.
See, I still had to work Friday, but our work had to work Saturday, and. So at my work, there's this cool little thing where, like, I think I mentioned it before, where if you take a half Friday off before you're told you have to work Saturday, you don't have to come in Saturday. But we already knew we were working this Saturday, but we didn't know officially until like Wednesday. So I asked my group lead early, like on Tuesday, like, hey, I know it's last minute and it's probably full. Can I take half Friday off for vacation, to get, a certain game on Friday? And kind of like, I didn't mention Saturday, but hoping I wouldn't have to. My group lead's like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, you can have half Friday off, but you gotta be here Saturday. Like, so then I was like, you know what? I think I'll work all day Friday. And he's like, oh yeah. So you're gonna help us this Friday and Saturday? Yeah,
not Saturday.
I will help. So then Friday he comes up to me and he goes, hey, I just want to let you, you weren't here on Thursday for stand-up, actually, but I want to let you know that we're working Saturday. And I was like, okay, yeah. And he's like, yeah, we're trying to get some work done for Saturday. And I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. In the back of my mind, you fool, I'm not coming in this weekend.
That's funny. So I just got your Discord message from half an hour ago. Like,
I know.
It just notified me.
Oh, I know. No, sometimes
it's been a bit backed up. I guess I've never
sometimes we'll ask Ignacio or Gino about like a question or something, and they'll respond, and then we'll be on the podcast talking, and maybe like an hour and 45 minutes in, my phone will beep and be like, "Hey, Gino replied to you." Like, thanks. I'm literally talking to Gino now.
Right. Yeah. Weird stuff.
Damn it, Discord.
Speaking of Discord, there is some news, but we'll get to that in a little bit. I want to hear what you've been playing this week, because you had a big game come out.
I did.
Monster Hunter Rise.
So I'm going to say Rise for a second. I want to talk a bit more about Yeast 9, the game that I started streaming, but I ended up stopping.
We'll do that first then.
I've been playing Yeast 9 a lot, and let me tell you, that game, you've heard this before, it's a gamey ass game. Now, if you asked me, hey, what's the story of Yeast 9? I can't tell you. I literally skip every cutscene in the game because there's so much talking and it's so out there that I'm just so disinterested. So it's
like, look, I have already missed the first 8. I have no idea what's happening in this one.
Yeast 9 could literally just rip out all the cutscenes and be just straight gameplay, and that would be how I'm playing it right now. So like,
oh man,
I don't know, but like, man, it is a gamey ass game. Like, I just sit down and play, and it's like, okay, I'm just gonna go explore the map and jump. Okay, we're fighting. Okay, we're fighting. Okay, cutscene. Pause. Skip.
Numbers
pause. Skip. Pause. Skip.
Up.
Like, all right, cool. And
stats are increasing.
And that's pretty much the brain, the neuron firing action of playing Yeast 9. The neurons are firing at full force.
Is that at least satisfying to you? Because I don't think I could get into a game if I was not interested in the story, at least in the slightest.
Yeah, well, I mean, the story is still interesting, but at this point, like, now the story. So to be fair,
well, how do you know? You've been skipping it.
Hold on. Okay. I don't know if this is a spoiler, so hear me out really quick. I'll give you this.
Okay.
You play as Adolf Christian, who got shot with a gun at the beginning of the game, who turned into a monstrum, and then escaped prison, right? Okay.
Like one does, yeah.
Yep. So now, later in the game, every time we finish a chapter, we then, after Adol and the other monstrums I'm working with break into the prison to learn some of the secrets of the prison, and the chapter ends. The chapter ends with a cutscene and a mini gameplay segment of Adol Christian still in the prison at the exact same time that we, as Adol Christian, are breaking into prison. So
that's interesting.
I have no idea what's actually happening, and it's kind of intriguing.
Time travel, maybe?
No, they're all happening at the same time. Like, Monstrum Adol Christian will break into the prison, and then Adol Christian in prison will overhear the guards talking about Adol Christian breaking into prison.
I don't know. That's a conundrum.
So it sounds interesting, but at this point, I've skipped so many cutscenes that I'm lost at this point. So now I don't actually know what's happening, despite it being interesting.
All right, you'll have to go back and be like, so I played this entire game. Dear YouTube, explain this game.
Just go on a wiki of Yeast 9 wiki and be like, okay, cool. Plot synopsis. Oh, perfect. Let's go.
Yeah. See, I don't think I could do that. Like, I would have to pay attention, even if the mechanics were really good. And it was just like, hey, the gameplay is great, but I don't like the story. Like, I need that story there to like keep me invested.
The story's good now. I'm too far gone.
Yeah, I regret my decisions.
So like now when I see the cutscenes of Adol stuck in prison, I don't skip the cutscenes and I kind of speed read through the dialogue, but I have no idea what all the references mean to earlier actions in the story. Because I'm like, oh, what is it? Oh, okay, okay. Well, we're breaking out. Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah, and at least you can kind of get the gist of what is happening.
Yeah, so it's
watching it.
Yeast 9 is good, I think. I'm not sure. but
at least you're enjoying it.
Oh yeah, well, I'm working towards that platinum, so gotta enjoy it enough. But yes,
Indeed.
the big game I guess we'll mention, unless you want to tell yours first, then we go into Monster Hunter Rise.
I mean, I don't have much to say on the stuff that I played.
Well,
I played
go
Fortnite
yours.
and Fall Guys.
I did see you playing Fall Guys late at night on PSN one night.
Yeah,
I did see it.
So I downloaded Fall Guys because I was interested in their new season because I liked the sci-fi aspect of all of that stuff. That's a good game. It's fun.
Like even with all the
mindless.
additions, it's still fun.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it is what it is. Like they haven't changed that game really since it came out, but it's good mindless fun. I didn't buy the battle pass, but I'm on like level 13, I think, of the battle pass. So I've played it twice. I've played it for maybe like 4 or 5 hours now, just like mindlessly playing this thing and listening to podcasts. And I'm enjoying it. It's good. It's fun. This is I didn't play it when it first came out, so this is legitimately my first time jumping in.
And already level 13. That's pretty good then.
Yeah. And it's good. It's fun. This is one I think I'm gonna have to introduce to my mom and be like, Mom, I think you'd like this game. It's on the Switch. Go have fun.
All right. Yeah, because whenever I see Fall Guys, whenever I see it, for some reason I always think of Wipeout, that TV show.
Yeah,
I always think of Wipeout.
Wipeout or Most Extreme Elimination Challenge.
How many Fall Guy matches did you win?
I haven't won one yet.
Oh,
so still not great at the game, but that's also kind of the point of the game. Like it's like simple platforming, but it's just ridiculous because they can barely run and they're waddling and they
topple over easily, right? They trip
and it's
super
just like,
easily.
God, this is frustrating. I made that jump. How did the God? Come on.
See now you're entering that Fall Guys rage of like, come on, I fucking made it.
Yeah.
So you said you also played a bit of Fortnite. Did you win? How's Fortnite going? Are you still loving that?
Fortnite is good, not necessarily my game. I don't need to jump back into that one. However, I did get a victory royale.
Hey,
we did. We streamed it on Wednesday night for Whatnauts Wednesdays. It was me, Gino, and his friend Nikki, who has been in our Discord and I believe joined us for the Among Us night that we had like a month or two ago. So she was the one that carried us to victory on our first match.
Wow, so you guys won the first match.
The first match we dived in, we won. And I was like, I don't think I really did anything. I don't know.
Now,
but we won.
Were you the run and gunner, or did you kind of like skulk out and hide?
We moved around, but I'm still like figuring out the controls. I know how to shoot and stuff like that, but like I don't know how to do all the building, and so I avoided that stuff.
Okay, you didn't build.
Yeah, no, not me. But yeah, we did that. That was fun. We played for like 2 hours. I think we came in first that first game, the second game, and then it was a mix. We got in like 10th, or we got in 5th, or we got in 11th, or so.
That's, hey,
it was good.
Victory
though.
round
First
1 and
win.
then second place. That's really good.
Yeah.
Either you guys got really lucky, or Nikki's kicking that much ass.
Yeah. She was definitely carrying us for a bit there. But yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. I can see myself hopping back in if it's like a squad thing, right? Where it's like, hey, it's Wednesday night. Whatnauts Wednesdays. Let's go play some Fortnite. But on my own, nah.
No. Did you guys play the was it the Primordial?
Primal is the new
did you guys play that one?
Yeah, that's their new season. So that's the island is like scarred in certain places, and there's new like makeshift guns that you can get, and then if you find mechanical parts, you can upgrade those guns and stuff like that. So there is now a new crafting thing.
So now you have to shoot and survive, craft, and build. Oh god.
Yeah. Which, I mean, you don't have to do all that stuff, but
if you want to win,
the thing. If you want to win, you want to be good. That's the stuff that you have to figure out. So that's it. That's all I did this week. Tried some stuff that I really have not tried all that much before. So
just branching out to new stuff.
Yeah.
Well, nice. Well, as we've alluded to, yesterday as of recording this, but on March 26th, Monster Hunter Rise finally came out. The next Monster Hunter game from Capcom, exclusive to the Nintendo Switch, which I was very iffy on. So I want to give a little backstory to this. I started to panic on Thursday. Like Thursday night, I had a whirlwind of emotions because I was hoping GameStop was going to call me because I pre-ordered through GameStop because I live like right next to one, and GameStop called me, and like I know their number by memory because I guess detail oriented. So I saw the number call, and I was like, okay, they're gonna call me and be like, dude, I can pick up at 9 tonight. Let's go early release. I can play it all night tonight. Pick up the phone. Hey, yeah, I just wanted to let you know that our delivery's running a bit late, and when we open tomorrow, Friday at 11. We're not going to have it at open. It's going to run probably several hours late. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, damn, I got to work till 2:30. So at least I have that.
Yo, but imagine if you had taken the half Friday off and they didn't have it.
I know. That's what I thought.
I was mad.
That's why when he told me that, I was like, well, thank God I'm not taking half Friday off anymore, thankfully. So GameStop called me at work Friday morning at 12:30. And they were like, hey, your copy of Monster Hunter Rise has come in, so whenever you want to come get it. And at that moment, time, I swear to God, slowed down, because then that last 2.5 hours, about two to 2.5 hours took forever. But I had to swing home to grab something to go pick up the game. And this is me. I had to get food after work, right? Because I wanted to play Monster Hunter Rise for stream and just be ready. I brought my Switch with me to pick up the game. I went in GameStop, paid for it, picked it up, got out to my car. I opened the game because it's so beautiful. Hang on. But it's so beautiful. I put the game into my Switch. That way my Switch could kind of download the main installation while I was getting food. And when I got home while I was eating, it was installing the actual online update, and I was fucking ready.
Nice.
That's how bad I wanted this. As for the game itself, I played the demo back in January when they had their first one, and I actually wasn't sold on Rise. I think I mentioned it on one of the episodes that I was kind of iffy on it, that it had...
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, it had it didn't look super amazing. It seemed kind of framey. It seemed kind of sluggish and slow. And granted, that might be because I played over 2,000 hours of World on the PlayStation, but I played Rise for almost 4 hours on stream yesterday, and I played it for almost 2 hours this morning, and I'm in love. I'm nice. I'm smitten with it. It actually adds some quality of life improvements from World that make this game already better itself. The biggest example I can give you is you would have to scavenge for items and stuff in piles, and you'd have to hold the gathering button, but you have to wait every animation for your character to grab every item from a bone pile. In Rise, you find a gathering pile, you click A to gather it, it plays the gather animation a single time, and it gives you everything.
All of the stuff.
So it's so much faster. The Palamites, the dogs, they're super cute. I'm still more of a cat person, but the dog gives you that fast mobility of getting around. It's the absolute best. I'm still early on. I can't quite say if Rise is better, but in terms of the Japanese cherry blossoms aesthetic and design, Rise is fucking beautiful looking. You go into town and it's Japanese style, cherry blossoms everywhere. It's got, oh my God, the Karama Village theme. Dude, I could leave that game on for hours and just listen to that song because it's so soothing in town.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I've been hearing good things nonstop about this game, and that like your feelings is kind of what I've been hearing of like, I don't know, Monster Hunter World was so good. It had its issues, but it was so good, and it was their most successful one. So is this going to be like the old games that were only on the handheld devices and stuff like that? I don't know. And then it's out, and everyone's like, this is great. This is wonderful.
Well, because like World itself already kind of deviated from the formula of Monster Hunter to be a more introductory game. And Rise does this phenomenal thing where Rise doesn't go back to the tried and true games before World, but it doesn't vanilla copy World. It kind of takes the middle ground of both of the old style and the newer style and perfectly melds them together. I didn't listen to any reviews. I didn't read any reviews. I only saw snippets of what people said of how much they loved it, because I wanted to go into this blind to have my own opinions, because like I love World so much. Rise was like an anxiety for me of like, I want to love this game. I want to love it. And I do.
Feeling, yeah.
I've now been trying to convince people, and honestly, whoever plays this game, like the only thing I have not done yet is the multiplayer, because I have not squadded up with anybody yet, because anyone that was going to play with me won't get their game till today, Saturday. So I have not played online yet. So I don't know how well online will be yet. I can't speak for that itself.
I think I heard someone say it's easier to squad up than Monster Hunter World was, because I also heard that Monster Hunter World was a mess with that. But I haven't heard much, and I also just expect the Nintendo Switch to not be that great with online play.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, the only problem with World, so like whenever you go into a hunt, you see like the cutscene for the monster's introduction, right? But Rise shows you the cutscene at the beginning of the mission. You go into a mission to hunt a new monster. It plays the cutscene to kind of introduce the monster. In World, you had to go into the mission and find the monster. And like I said, for Rise, I don't know. But in World, it was bullshit, because you and your friend would have to both boot up a quest separately, go into it, find the monster, see the cutscene, and then either you both would have to quit the mission and squad up together, or one of you would have to leave their mission and then join the other person. And
so weird.
It's so stupid. That's why playing World with someone at launch was bad. But if someone was already beaten the game, like I did with my friend, it was fine, because I could just wait for them and just help them. So I'm hoping Rise will be better. But like I said, hopefully I can test that tonight and have better thoughts. So, but yeah, Rise is great. I don't know if it's because I'm just good at Monster Hunter for how much I played World, but I don't find the hunts to be super difficult. I don't know if that's because Rise itself is easier, or I'm just that, I don't know if I'm a pro gamer yet.
Okay, that's fair. That's actually what I heard as well. All the stuff that I know is from podcasts and reviews and stuff like that. So it's I've heard it gets harder as it goes. There is some challenge, but nothing that is that like next level. Like, holy shit, I'm getting whooped. Like, I think I need to like switch up my whole
build,
loadout.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Because from playing World, I pretty much try to equip the best skills that I'm familiar with that I know are really good. I have not had someone play Rise or heard somebody that's kind of their first game, so I don't know on a first timer's impression. But for me, the game seems pretty easy. But again, I'm only like maybe 6 hours in, because I played a little bit off stream, so I'm still very early. I know the game will get harder, but right now, I'm smitten.
Okay, good stuff. I'm not a Monster Hunter guy. I've never played them before. Monster Hunter World didn't, interest me. But man, there's no games this year. It might be one that I have to go back to.
Just play it, Kyle.
Play
it. Get it.
Because I'm waiting on Outriders. We already know that Gotham Knights got delayed. There's going to be more delays.
Yeah.
This might be one that like by the end of the year, I'm just gonna be like, all right, I have to go back and play Monster Hunter because I need to have 10 games on my list for the end of the year stuff. So
I would recommend playing Rise right now then while you wait, because like right now would probably be the best time to play because you have everyone playing it, you have friends playing it, and it's the best time to squad up. Like playing this way later would still be fine, but right now is like the best time to jump on.
I gotcha. That's true. Though Outriders comes out next week, and that's what I'm looking forward.
So you have a whole week to
soon.
play Rise, is what you're telling me.
A whole week, but in that week, maybe only like 4 hours, because I don't play all that much unless it's like something I really want to get into, and then I have to like rearrange my schedule and stuff like that, and be like, okay, I need to buy soda so I can stay up late at night.
Kyle, you don't drink a soda to stay up late. That's when you drink a Monster or a Red Bull. Come on.
Oh well.
Before we move on from anything else, though, I also want to mention that besides Rise, the Game of the Year 2021 also came out yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what that game is? It's gonna win Game of the Year. Kyle, how have you not been hearing about this game? Balan Wonderworld.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
Did you play it at all?
Hell no. Dude, come on. The only thing I want to mention is that a guy I follow on Twitter, he actually did like a little video. He played with his daughter, and he's 9 chapters out of 12 through the game, and he says the game's not actually as bad as everyone's crapping on it. It's not amazing by any stretch, but it is actually a good game.
I've heard it's interesting for kids to play. Is what I'm like. That is the thing that I've heard, even from the demo.
Yeah,
because they aren't looking at the game really in a critical manner, right?
Yeah,
to be like, oh, this is a half-baked idea, right? They don't know that stuff. And I've seen videos of the like reverse draw distance thing where you get closer to a character and they disappear. So you can't. It's like, what is going on here in this game? Like the
you're like, wow, the draw distance is so good. Wait, where'd everything go?
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I have no thoughts on Balan. Apparently, it's a decent game.
I don't know about that. I haven't played it, so
I'm curious to see what more people think of Balan. I mean, it just sucks because Balan looks incredible, but it just, I guess I'm not wearing my rose-colored glasses, so I can't play it.
They did the thing where they didn't send out review codes on time, which is generally not necessarily a bad sign, but is always something to be wary of.
Yeah.
Like, PR knows that if they put this out there long enough, you know, IGN or whoever is going to be like, 4 out of 10, this game is horrible.
4 out of 10, too much water. That's an IGN joke for you right there.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like there's different games out there for all sorts of people. I remember having fun with games that were just awful back in the day, and like I knew they were bad too, but it was just like, this game is so bad that it's fun. Like it's awful. There was this one game. I think it was a PlayStation 1 game that I got at Costco in their like bargain bin thing, and I played it on my PlayStation 2 because I never had a PlayStation 1, or maybe it was a PlayStation 2 game, I'm not sure, but it was called Mort the Chicken. And that game was awful. That game was so bad.
I never heard of this.
It was hilariously fun to play. Yeah, it was about this like chicken and these sentient cubes invade Earth, and so you have to like run around these platforming levels, destroying these cubes. It was so bad. It was so bad. It was dumb as hell, and it was just like,
I don't
who made this game?
I don't remember ever playing like a bad game. The only thing I can think of is like back on the PlayStation 1 of like the era of like 3D platformers. There was a game called Jersey Devil that I loved, but like no one thought the game was like as good as its other 3D platformer like comparison games. But I just remember loving that game. But even thinking back on it, I don't think that game was bad.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I've never heard of this Mort the Chicken game though. I just imagine you probably played it a long time ago and you probably thought that was like, you were like, this is video games right here. But then now like adult Kyle was probably like, oh my God, what in the hell was that game?
I know. I remember when this game came out and it was just like, it was one of those things like, this is so dumb. I have to get this thing because it's so dumb. Let me send you a link here so you can view it on your own time. Bam, Skype. That's just like, I think that's just like the intro
of the game
video.
So
yeah, God, that's so bad.
So any other good video games that like, any other past games or anything else you want to give like a good shout out to? Like we shout out Balan Wonderworld. Like anything else, or we didn't play a lot of games? I mean, you didn't play a lot of games.
No, I didn't get to play much this week. I've been working on stuff. Gino should have some new things up on his stream. I redid all of his graphics and stuff like that. I'm actually going to be working on yours next.
Hey!
So getting a big old makeover with that. But that's it.
I know. I saw Gino's cool little sword graphic thing, and that looked sick.
Thank you. Yeah.
So
yeah,
well,
he enjoyed that. I sent it to him to be like, hey, check it out. Let me know if you want me to change things or fix something. He's just like, oh my God, this is perfect. It's great. I was like, okay, cool. I am done here. My work here is done.
Gino, you sent it to Gino. Gino was he was the N64 kid.
Yeah, he was like, whoa, dude. Yeah.
He was like, no, it's perfect. It's good. Well, damn. Well, if you want to see Kyle's beautiful graphic work, then tune in to Gino's stream at twitch.tv/GinoVII, where you can hopefully see his graphic on future streams.
Mm-hmm.
But Kyle, you ready to get into some housekeeping?
All right. For those of you who do not know, we have multiple podcasts here at the Whatnauts. You guys can find out more information on our website, thewhatnauts.com, as well as your favorite podcasting platform of choice. Just type in the Whatnauts and all of our shows will pop up right there. We just did our reactions to the Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 2. So be on the lookout for that. That's up on the Reactor Core. And yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying that show as much as I am, because it is a good one. If you like what we do, patreon.com/thewhatnauts is where you can support us for as little as $1 a month. We have a $3 tier where you guys can get all kinds of exclusive content. And we want to give a big shout out to our Patreon supporters at the $5 tier. So thank you, Sam, for helping us out so much. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. What's the word? Blaze ball? What's the word that got Sam like summoned?
Blazeball. Yeah.
Blazeball.
There you go. Yeah. You guys can also support us on Twitch at twitch.tv/thewhatnauts. You guys can subscribe to our channel there. And if you have Amazon Prime, you also have Twitch Prime, which gives you a free subscription each month that you can give out to a streamer of your choice. It costs you nothing and gets us free money to help us make bigger and better things here at the Whatnauts. So we would love that to be us. If you want to support us, that would be lovely. Let's see. Yeah, speaking of Twitch, we are usually there each Wednesday night for Whatnauts Wednesdays. And this past week, I started a playthrough of of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for Sunday nights is when I will be playing that. Or I guess like Sunday afternoons is when I will be playing that. So go check us out.
And remember, you have to watch Kyle play Breath of the Wild, because if he needs any help with puzzles or other shrines, you can tell him where they're all located.
Yeah, I've played through most of the game before, so
but this time you're doing 100%. So you know that you got to tell them that.
Doing 100%. I'm just playing enough to beat the game.
Go to twitch.tv/the Whatnauts when Kyle is playing Breath of the Wild and spam 100%. Spam it.
See, now you know how Ignacio feels when he's like, no, play Yakuza this way. And you're just like, no, I'm going to do it my way.
I know you'll subconsciously go for some, maybe not 100%, but you'll try to get most stuff. You'll do it.
I'll play it a good way through, but I'm not doing 100% because I'm not that kind of gamer.
Not yet. Someday. You're still young, Kyle. You have time.
Oh, hey, still young. You hear that? Kids, heard it here first.
Still young and still hip.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
all right. That's all for the housekeeping.
It's time to see what slow news of the week we've got.
Mm-hmm. All right. We have a whopping one story.
Wow. Well,
it's technically three things, but it's all kind of one thing because it all has to deal with Microsoft.
Well, Gino does the news, so Gino, take us away. Gino? Apparently Gino is still absent. The bear is still eating him. So, Kyle, you want me to do this, or do you want to do it? You want to take?
Or Gino? You can go ahead since I just did housekeeping.
All right. Well, guys, Microsoft is potentially looking to buy Discord for $10 billion.
$10 billion pocket change.
I feel like Dr. Eo from Austin Powers. I want $1 kajillion. He said
million. He was like, I want $1 million.
This is from Jordan Ulaman from IGN. Microsoft is reportedly in exclusive quotes talks to acquire Discord, and the deal could be completed as soon as next month. A report from the Wall Street Journal is citing, quote, people familiar with the matter, end quote, has backed up a Bloomberg report from earlier this week, which said that Microsoft was in talks to purchase Discord for $10 billion or more, and that Xbox boss Phil Spencer was a part of the discussions. Quote, Microsoft and Discord are in exclusive talks and could complete a deal next month, assuming the negotiations don't fall apart, the article says. It also points out that the acquisition is apparently tied to Microsoft hoping to reach more consumers across both gaming and social networking. A similar drive saw Microsoft pursue and abandon acquisition of TikTok last year. You want to do the 1B, or you want to talk about just this general part first?
We'll start with this. With this. So I don't know. I've been a big fan of Discord for a while. I really like what they're doing. I would love to switch over to Discord for the stuff we do here at the podcast.
Yeah.
They just haven't had good enough servers to do what we need. They also don't have NDI support, which is what I kind of want them to have. So we've stuck with Skype to do what we do here at the podcast. But Discord has had an interesting journey because they started out as this like chat client for gamers, like specifically branded for gamers. They tried to launch a video game store.
Mm-hmm.
And they had like exclusive games on there and stuff like that, and it didn't really work. And then the pandemic hit, and they were like, "Hey, we're seeing an uptick of people who aren't gamers using our platform, which is wonderful." So they were like, "Hey, we're no longer gonna focus on gamers. This is for everyone. Discord is for everyone." and they've grown and grown and grown, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
They have a great product, and I think Microsoft buying them would be a huge win for Microsoft.
That would be. See, Discord's weird because I remember way back in like 2008 or 9 when Skype was like the hot thing to chat with your friends. And then it felt like for a while, Skype just kind of either tanked in value or tanked in quality or something. And then all of a sudden it seemed like Skype just vanished out of like the people's like consciousness. And then, but I didn't hear of Discord yet. People were just chat on the phone or whatever. And then it felt like out of nowhere, you'd have that one person of like, hey, you want to talk later? Yeah. Hey, have you heard of Discord? Oh no. And it was almost just like, have you heard of it? Have you heard of it? And then out of nowhere, I think it was like months before the pandemic, all of a sudden it was, hey, are you on Discord? Because Discord's like the place to be. Like, oh, you should join our Discord community. Oh, you should be a part of the community. Like it felt like, for me, it felt like Discord came out of literally nowhere.
Yeah, they blew up real fast. I think if Microsoft buys them, this will be a huge get for Microsoft, because one of the things that this new generation of consoles hasn't really dealt with yet is the like cross-play voice chat thing, right? Like you can't, like if you're on Xbox, you can't be in a voice chat with someone on PlayStation. But something like Discord being on consoles could solve that, could fix that easily. I don't know if they will do that if Microsoft buys them. I don't know if they're going to be like, hey, it's exclusive to Microsoft and PlayStation will never get the app. But that doesn't really seem like Microsoft's like their MO, right? How they operate. So.
But then it makes you wonder,
they
though,
release it to it all.
Because Microsoft's all about the consumer, so there's no way they're gonna just hog Discord for themselves. They'll make it available for people to just game together because that's what they're about. What I'm wondering is, will PlayStation let Discord be like? Let's say Microsoft buys Discord and there's like a branding thing where Discord has to like almost be branded to like sponsor Xbox. Will PlayStation allow that on their systems to be like, hey, here's Discord branded by like kind of sponsored by Microsoft?
I think it's more so going to be an app, right? It's not going to be like, it's just going to be like, hey, this is technology that you can it's like the Netflix app, right? You just download the Discord app and that will run in the background while you play. And you can hop in, on a voice channel and be like, let's go click some heads.
I also just realized, I realized the moment I can pinpoint when I first heard about Discord, when around the time the Nintendo Switch launched and Nintendo was promoting the Nintendo voice chat,
app,
that was absolutely terrible. So then people are like, we're just gonna talk on Discord instead.
Discord.
That's where I first started hearing about it.
If Microsoft can take this and make it for all platforms and be like, hey, Nintendo Switch, you can use this technology. Hey, PlayStation, you guys can use this technology. I think that'll be a huge get for Microsoft and a big step towards them winning the generation.
Yeah, because, well, like you said, Discord being as big as it is, this being under Microsoft's umbrella with the support and everything else, it's still more like, I know it's still about the whole gamer things, but Microsoft has still, for a long time now, been making a lot of moves to really put people in good faith for Microsoft themselves.
Absolutely. So I'd be excited if this happened, but we will have to see. I don't think it's been officially announced, but there seems to be lots of smoke. And where there's smoke, there is fire. So we shall see. Well,
if they're in talks about this, hopefully in the coming weeks, there'll be more information and we can tell you more. But we're not done with Microsoft. Microsoft is doing some more stuff. Our next mini story is Microsoft rebrands. I like this. They rebranded Xbox Live to the Xbox Network. This is from Tom Warren at The Verge. Instances of the new branding started appearing in the Xbox dashboard recently for beta testers, with clips being uploaded to, quote, Xbox Network instead of Xbox Live. Microsoft has now confirmed the name change. Quote, Xbox Network refers to the underlying Xbox Online service, which was updated in the Microsoft Servers Agreement, end quote, says Microsoft. Spokesperson in a statement to The Verge, the update from Xbox Live to Xbox Network is intended to distinguish the underlying service from Xbox Live Gold memberships. Oh man, I saw memes of this when this announced where it literally showed Xbox being like, you know what? No Xbox Live. What's a good name? Looks at PlayStation, Xbox Network.
Yeah. It's not something I felt like they needed to do, but I understand it. I think the terminology has kind of grown and changed, right?
Yeah.
Since they created Xbox Live. And I heard some people saying like Xbox Live sounds more like software or something that you use to live stream.
Yeah, I could see that.
But that's not it. And once I heard that, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really think about that. I hate to see the name Xbox Live go away since that was such a staple, right, of Microsoft's Xbox plan. But it makes sense. And I think, just being like, hey, are you connected to the network? It would be the network. Xbox network. Right? Yeah. So makes sense.
Because I could totally see someone being like, hey, do you want to live stream games? Well, here, download Xbox Live. It's an app specifically for trying to set you up to live stream games. So the network does make sense. I'm not an Xbox person. I haven't owned one since the 360 era. So for me, this doesn't really, I don't fully understand why it's a big deal, but you explained it really well, Kyle, and it makes a lot of sense. I just think it's funny being a PlayStation fanboy myself of, hey, it's the PlayStation Network. Now it's the Xbox Network.
Yeah. But they're just like, hey, they have something right. Why reinvent the wheel when it's just like that's
hey, you could have
what
named
it is.
It,
it's our network.
You could have named it Xbox Online.
Yeah. That's to me personally, that makes me think of America Online.
Oh yeah.
So
the only part
maybe
of this,
not the best name, but I get what you're.
The only part of this that I'm a little confused on is when they say that the update from Live to Network is intended to distinguish from the Xbox Live Gold memberships. Like, what's the Live Gold like? What's the difference?
Yeah, so I think Xbox Live was just their like basic connectivity, I think.
Okay.
Whereas the gold membership was like, that's the thing that gets you the like online play, and you can now connect to voice chat and stuff, which we have an update on that in a sec here. But like, it was all the like extra features, if that makes sense.
Oh, and that's
like,
what the gold membership was?
I think so. I had an Xbox 360, but I was never like an online player.
Yeah.
So I never really fucked around with that. So I don't really know much of the terminology, but that's what I understood it to be. That like, if you just hooked it up to the internet, you were using Xbox Live, but you weren't necessarily paying for the ability to play multiplayer games and stuff like that.
So pretty much Live is kind of like the free trial version, where gold membership's like buying the premium version of the same product.
All right, so to put it in PlayStation terms, this is what I understand it to be. So I could be completely wrong with this.
Okay.
But like, I think like you have to buy. So PlayStation does not charge for like online multiplayer.
Yeah.
Right?
They didn't used to. They do now, but now they.
Yeah, so it's basically the idea that like, hey, if you buy a PlayStation, you can use the online functionality.
Yeah.
That's on there. But if you want the like the extra stuff, the functionality to play multiplayer games and all of that stuff, you want the extras, that's Xbox Live Gold.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that makes
But again,
I'm pretty much I'm just imagining it as like a basic package, and then like, oh, do you want like the online multiplayer, like exclusive disc, kind of like how on PlayStation you can get discounts, but
Gold
then if you
also gets you the like games with gold.
Yeah.
Like, these are the free games each month and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I always imagine it like if you have PlayStation Plus, you can get exclusive discounts because you have the Plus membership. Similar to that. But yeah. Well, I mean, cool.
Indeed.
I mean, I do actually kind of like how Xbox Network sounds. Like I do kind of like that because Xbox Live, I just think Network kind of rolls off the tongue a little bit better. So I enjoyed the change.
Okay, fair enough. I mentioned we had a quick update on some of the stuff. This is our last story. I'll go ahead and read this one since there's not much to say on this. But Microsoft is dropping the requirement of Xbox Live Gold to use party chat and free-to-play multiplayer games.
Which is a good idea. It's a good move.
Good things, especially if they are interested in buying Discord and hoping to solve some of these cross-play party chat things.
I mean,
going on. So yeah,
it's honestly kind of.
They mentioned they would do this a couple months ago when they tried to raise the prices.
Yeah,
and then they walked that back. They were like, "All right, we're walking that back, and in the coming months, we're dropping the requirement." But I mean, apparently that is now live.
It truly makes sense because it doesn't seem right to need Xbox Live Gold to play free-to-play multiplayer games. Because then it's oh, you need Gold to play free-to-play games, but they're free-to-play. Well, but you need this to play the free-to-play game.
Yeah.
So it is a good idea. Well,
good move for them.
Well, Xbox making the big plays.
Indeed.
As a PlayStation fanboy,
I guess that means we are done with the news, though.
Well, as a PlayStation fan, the lack of PlayStation news is a little bit of a bummer. But moving on from the news, let's see what's new and notable this week. All right, Kyle, take us away.
All right. First up, we got Disco Elysium. The final cut is coming to PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Stadia, and PC on March 30th. That should, I think, be out by time this goes out, I believe.
About the same day.
This goes out to the public. Yeah, okay, cool. On the same day.
Almost.
Also on March 30th, a bunch of Kingdom Hearts games are all coming to PC as Alan laughs and shakes his head. I think this is why he didn't want to read these ones.
I could read the Kingdom Hearts games if you want. I'll read them.
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm just making fun of you here. Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue, Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 Remix, Kingdom Hearts HD 2.5 Remix, Kingdom Hearts 3, Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, and Kingdom Hearts 3 Melody of Memory. All on PC. There you go, nerds.
I like how this
Kingdom Hearts fan.
I love how the simplest name is the Kingdom Hearts name Kingdom Hearts 3. Oh, cool. And then Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind.
Yeah.
So don't ever change Kingdom Hearts.
After that, Outriders is coming to current and next gen consoles as well as PC on April 1st. That is not a joke. It will be out. Go buy it. Go play it. Let's see. After that, Steam Next Fest has been announced for June 16th through the 22nd and will be a celebration of upcoming games, playable demos, developer live streams, and more.
Ooh.
Yeah. Niantic, the company behind Pokemon Go, and Nintendo announced a new Pikmin AR game coming later this year for mobile devices. I saw that going around. Some people were excited. And last but not least, the Hitman 3 DLC has been announced. 7 Deadly Sins will be a 7-part expansion with new missions set in familiar locations themed around the 7 Deadly Sins.
Wow, a 7-part expansion?
So I don't think expansion is necessarily a good word. It's new missions in the existing locations on Hitman 3. So it's not really an expansion in that way, but they're changing all of the set dressing and stuff.
Oh, okay.
like that to match the, like, if it's, you know, greed, maybe there's piles of money everywhere and they're all in
So it's pretty much,
baker's
so it's just like
outfits or something.
like an aesthetic makeover. So not actually like a big expansion, just kind of like, oh, it's just a new aesthetic to already levels.
Kind of, yeah. But it's not just a cosmetic makeover.
Yeah.
Like there is like a new story mission in those things there. So that looks good because Hitman 3 was wonderful this year. So I'm excited for that expansion.
I mean, it's been announced. Did it have like it didn't have like any like release window of any kind?
I don't think so. Not that I know of.
I'm personally,
but that's it.
I'm personally excited for Niantic, the Pikmin AR game. I'm really curious how that's gonna work. I keep seeing people making jokes, and me myself, I can't wait to play the Pikmin AR game and watch my Pikmin die in the real world.
Right?
I can't wait to draw my red Pikmin in my local park's lake. Plus, I don't even know how a Pikmin AR game would even work, you know?
To be honest, I think it fits. I think that works exactly how the regular games work, right? Like, you can go to these stations and pick up new Pikmin, and you grow your army of Pikmin, and then when you get to like the hot spot that's at the park, there'll be some like giant monster, and you just sit there throwing your Pikmin at this thing until it dies, right?
Yeah, I'm curious. I mean, I can't wait to see like really any of that coming later this year. Like, I'm excited to see it. But yeah, that's every new and notable game. That's, I mean, a lot of Kingdom. I mean, if you're ready to play Kingdom Hearts.
Caveat.
Yes.
There was 2 like game showcases that happened this week. I put them in the lightning round here because they have way too much to announce. They had like there was like a 4-hour Xbox thing that happened, and then something else. So we will at least still mention them, but there was a lot more stuff announced this week than just that stuff. So.
I think it's time to mention those things, Kyle. What do you say?
Let's go for it.
Let's go for it. Okay, lightning round time. So we're gonna spit fire through these, and since we have some time, we'll talk about anything that sticks out for us at the end. So first up, a report from the website called The Gamer suggests the PS3, Vita, and PSP stores will be closed down in a few months. Reggie Fils-Aimé has left his position on the GameStop board of directors. Ikumi Nakamura, I'm so bad at reading Japanese names, I learned, has opened her own indie studio and is developing a new game. Returnal has gone gold. Sony is developing a Ghost of Tsushima movie with the director of the John Wick trilogy. Microsoft has had one of their IDs at Xbox presentations this week, with tons of indie games announced. The showcased and discussed 20 more games are headed to Game Pass. There is just way too many to mention here, so maybe in the video or something we'll have a link of some kind. Future Game Showcase.
Just go check it out.
Future Game Showcase also happened this week with a ton of game announcements and trailers and such. Again, there's way too much to mention here, but they did show off some gameplay of that Lord of the Rings Gollum game.
Yeah.
So tell me what you think of some of these that stick out for you. I know. They're super, like, if you could see my cat, like I'm on webcam, like my cat in the background, if you can barely see him.
He's climbing on the chair.
They're groaning because they're super annoying. But besides my cats, Kyle, what sticks out here for you?
I don't know. I think to me, the Sony developing a Ghost of Tsushima movie is a weird one.
Yeah.
I'm both excited and like kind of being like, huh? Because that is a game that is like aesthetically based off of old Japanese cinema, and now they're making it for the cinema, but they're making it with the director of the John Wick trilogy. So it's just a weird thing of like, why wouldn't a Japanese person make this? But it was also not a Japanese made game. So it's a strange one.
I honestly,
I liked the game. I liked that story. I know a lot of people thought that was maybe the weakest part of the game.
But maybe making a movie though based on that story though will maybe make the story like really hit a lot harder though. Like instead of having to do gameplay in between every section, you just get a condensed movie of just the hard hitting story beats of the game.
Potentially.
Honestly,
So,
could you imagine Ghost of Tsushima just being a Korean drama? I could see that.
I mean, it's set in Japan, so
I know. I don't like Amy watches a lot of like those kind of like drama and style like foreign movies, and I feel like I've seen some glimpses of stuff she's watched that have reminded me of like this almost could be a Ghost of Tsushima movie.
I don't know. Okay.
Almost.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Like I'm not excited, but yeah, same with you. Like I'm intrigued, but I'm not excited.
I gotcha
about this. As for me, I'm kind of shocked. Like I mean, it's been a long time, but like there was a lot of stink about the PS3, Vita, and PSP stores closing down. This was big.
Yeah, so I don't know how confirmed this thing has been, but that's the word on the street that they will be closing it down in a few months here. So
yeah, so
I don't know. I personally don't care about that one because I'm not buying stuff on those systems, and I never had a Vita or a PSP, so I don't really care.
Did Kyle Springer just admit that he doesn't care about Vita Island? Is that what I'm hearing?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. You heard it here first. I do not care about Vita Island. It sucks.
Wow.
It was the worst.
I
genuinely have no idea what Vita Island is, if that was an actual thing or not.
Kyle, Greg frickin' Miller, the voucher of the PS Vita.
Who?
Wow. That's a good point.
Never heard of him.
That's true. That is a name I've never heard of. Well,
made up name.
Moving away from, I guess, names that have no relevance anywhere. Anything else sticking out for you here, or everything else is kind of eh?
That's about it. I mean, I guess you could say Reggie Fils-Aimé, leaving his position at the GameStop board of directors is a lot sooner than I expected.
He wasn't there for very long, right? Like less, like
but
a
I'm
year?
also not surprised with everything that's been happening with the thing there. So I don't know.
Hey, Reggie
that's it. That's all my thoughts.
Hey, it doesn't matter. Reggie can say he was there for that stock jump, and you know he's like, what about after that? I don't know. I got off after that.
Yeah,
he was there for the height of the stock, and then he was like, well, I guess I'm out now, guys.
There you go.
But yeah, that was a very light. There was not a whole lot. Like this is the calm before the storm.
Lot. Indeed. So that about wraps us up for all of that stuff. So Alan, what are you excited for this week?
Well, I was gonna say I'm very excited to play Disco Elysium on the 30th to play that game, but honestly, I think Monster Hunter Rise is gonna completely wrap me up in all of its beautiful glory.
Understandable.
I can almost bet you most likely next Friday I will probably have that main story beat.
Oh, okay.
I have a feeling, and next week will I be as smitten with it as I am right now? Probably.
There you go. We'll see. We'll be looking forward to that. I think for me, Outriders is the big one. I'm waiting for Outrider, so I'll have my first impressions on that next week. And hopefully next week the whole crew will be back. I'm excited for that, just to have the whole gang here.
I'd say you should.
I'm sick of Alan.
Yeah, wow.
He's terrible. He's horrible.
Well,
him and Greg
guys,
Heller, you know?
I don't want to tell you the bad news, but because Rise came out, I loved it so much. I made the joke on last week's episode about playing hooky. I still thought about playing hooky today, and then Ignacio said he was not feeling well, and I was like, well, I still could play hooky, but I guess I'll be there for Kyle. But I'm the worst.
Yeah. Well, thank you. But yeah, that's it. That wraps us up for this week. Where can the people find you on the internet, Alan?
Oh, well, you can find me at www.capcom.com/Monster Hunter, or sorry, twitch.tv/AzurePKK, where I will stream games. I don't know what Monday's game is going to be yet, but if nothing gets decided,
Yes,
then
we do.
then I will play. I'll probably play Rise on Monday. Other than that, on the Twitch page, if you check it out, I actually do have a schedule of games we are playing on what days, so you can check that out. And other than that, follow me at Twitter at Alan Busby, where I post stuff sometimes.
Cool. You guys can find me at Yo Kyle Springer on Twitter. If you guys want to stay up to date with our shows, we are at the Whatnauts on Twitter. Go follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/the Whatnauts. That would help us out a ton. But yeah, that's about it. So go like, share, subscribe. You guys know the deal with all of that. And I guess we will be back next week. And again, hopefully we have the whole crew here.
And follow twitch.tv/the Whatnauts, because then you can get notified when Kyle does go live, or any of us go live on the Twitch channel.
Indeed, that would help us out a ton.
And subscribe.
But with that, let us get out of here. We will see you all next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.